everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I've done like a long format video, and that's because we either get sick back to back or we're super busy this month. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do a March wrap up with a yes, no, or maybe. So first up I have Glow of the Everflame, which is, I believe it was book 2 of Spark of the Everflame. I'm gonna say maybe just because I read a couple of books that had like similar plots back to back. So it was kind of nothing special just because of that. And I also read the 9-month contract. I'm going to say yes. It's a surrogacy plot where he's looking for a surrogate because he doesn't want anything committed right now, but he still wants to have a family. And it was really funny, and I think it was pretty fast paced in my opinion. Lots of found family, which I also like, so overall, yes. Then we have the short story, The Fall Risk by Abby Jimenez. You can only get that on Audible, I believe, but it was pretty good. I did not really care for the female narrator. She's kind of like flat in my opinion, but maybe that's what they were going for. Overall, very interesting story, and it has like kind of like a stalker plot. Then I had Trial of the Sun Queen books 1 and 2. Again, I read similar books which included Glow of the Everflame, and so nothing super special, but if you're looking for that kind of book, you could look for it in those books. Then I also read Kiss of the Basilisk. I'm gonna say maybe. I think I rated it a 4-star, but it's definitely not for everyone. It's pretty spice heavy, and I mean that's kind of the point. That's part of the plot, is she's training to be the prince's wife and they want her to be knowledgeable. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt, but if you like spice, it's a spicy book. And then for me, the ending was kind of flat, so book 2 is coming out soon. I'm interested to see what's gonna happen in that. Then I read Desserts for Stressed People. I personally like this book quite a bit. It is online dating where she accidentally meets her boss through the app that she's using to catch her current boyfriend in cheating. And so he doesn't know who she is when they meet, and she knows who he is because of the app. And so over time he slowly starts to like care for her, and it just creates this like whole problem of, oh my gosh, he doesn't know who I am from the app, he's gonna think I'm messing with him type of thing. I enjoyed it. I would definitely recommend it. Then we have Nocticadia, where her mother died from this kind of like insect disease. And so she gets invited to this university because of a paper that she wrote to study it. And when she gets there, the professor and her kind of butt heads in a way. And this is a professor-student like dark romance. And there's also a secret society on the campus that he's a part of that has been studying this thing, and they're studying it on subjects. So it's intense, but I loved it. I did the audiobook, so it's a dual narration. Highly recommend. Then I listened to the Whispering Dead books 1 through 3, and I was hooked. I think they're good. She is kind of like a medium that can understand how to help the dead move on. And so in the first book, she's being hunted down by this company and she loses her memory, so she has no idea what they want to do with her. And up to book 3, I still don't really know what they want to do with her, but they've caught up to her and they're now trying to figure out where she is so that they can catch her. Very interesting, and I need to get my hands on book 4 like immediately. All the Missing Pieces is also going to be a guest. It's a true crime podcaster meets the town's sheriff, and they butt heads because she's working on his sister's case that's connected to her sister's case. And his sister is the only victim that's gotten away from the person that they're trying to catch. And so she's working double time trying to solve this case, and he doesn't really want her there because he doesn't think that she can solve the case, even though she's got this big podcast and she's known for solving cases. I really enjoyed it. It was a great audiobook, especially the dual narration. Loved it. You guys should check it out. Then I read The Unworthy, which my friend Sam put me on, and I rated that I think a 4 or 4.5. It is very interesting. It reminds me a lot of Bunny in a way, but not quite the same. I don't know if you would consider her an unreliable narrator, but you very much are thrown into the setting where you have no idea what's actually happening and why they're there and why it's continuing to go like this. And then a new woman shows up and it kind of puts you back on the track of like being in more of a sound headspace, but you're still a little bit all over the place. Very interesting. You should read it. Then I also did The Very Secret Society of Irregular Riches. I thought this was more of a YA book, but it kind of seems to be in between of like new adult and YA. She is a witch who gets asked to come help other witches, and she thinks that it's a scam at first because they're not all supposed to be together in a place like this because it's considered dangerous. And so she goes there to help train them, and she starts to find out a bunch of secrets that they're keeping that could potentially cause a lot of issues for not only them, but like society in general. Then I also did The Bridge Kingdom, which I think is going to be a maybe. To me, it was kind of basic. Like, I understand that the bridge is supposed to be like intriguing and something that you want to know more about, but to not get given pieces of information or more upfront information when you get to Aaron's point of view just kind of like threw me off. I was hoping that it would be kind of like you got to know more, but you don't know anything until she knows things. And that's not really until like the end of the book and into book 2. And so I think I'm like 80% of the way into book 2. So I know more about what the bridge is about, and I know more about why other people want the bridge. But I've also read A Fate Inked in Blood, which is by the same author, and I loved it so much. So like it kind of hurt a little bit that I didn't like it as much. But book 2 is going a bit better, so I'm really hopeful. And then finally, I have Razorblade Tears. I'm going to give that one a yes. It's a very interesting book. It's got a lot of important conversations in it, and it's very much thriller in the sense of you never know what's going to happen next, and the ending was like, why did that have to happen? But not in like a terrible way. It's like you kind of understand why it has to happen. Still sucks that it happened that way, but I would recommend it. And then I read a couple other books, but I'm not going to mention them because the authors are problematic. So that makes this video. I read 20 books last month. If you guys liked this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on Sunday.